What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Robski doing yet another video. And this video will be on what happened during the NFL season, week 1, 2019 through 2020. We got a lot, obviously. That's why the NFL is so good. First of all, I want to talk about being grateful in life. Okay, so the big thing was Antonio Brown, doing what he did. Look, there's a lot of people who would kill just to play one NFL game, and this man gets released and he's celebrating. Okay, Antonio Brown, it's a bad look on him, and I just as a former Division III athlete, it just doesn't look good. I mean, I used to respect the guy. I don't. He used to. I don't care how hard he worked. He's looked terrible this last week as far as character. Okay, so let's go over a few things. I also this has to do, guys, with being humble. Okay, this is the thing about week 1. You look what happened to Cleveland, and they came in with the most hype out of any team, and they got beat soundly by Tennessee. Okay, with all this hard knocks, social media, the best organizations that win year in and year out keep things under wraps. Okay, and all these big personalities, it might be good for TV, but it's not good for performance. People need to really look at the top performers and what they do. And we all go back to the Patriots. It's about the Patriots and Tom Brady, okay? First of all, they looked absolutely unstoppable Sunday night. I mean, the Patriots just came out and did not lose a step. It's like they don't age. And the Patriot football looks exactly the same. Guys, this is by far the best dynasty ever created for the NFL. There's no comparison. And what we learned week 1, the biggest takeaway, in my opinion, the Patriots are the Super Bowl favorite again. This is unbelievable what they're doing with Tom Brady, what he's doing. I mean, it's just inspiring. It's inspiring me to try to be a better person and to do great things in my life, because this is just unbelievable. So that's the big deal there. Patriots coming out and beating the hell out of Pittsburgh. Okay, and Pittsburgh is supposed to be actually a pretty good team, and I still think they're going to win their division, because we learned a lot about Cleveland, and we learned a lot about the hype and the talk. Cleveland got worse in the interior. They traded away one of their key offensive linemen, and that hurt Baker big time. So remember, the game of football is built from the outside in. Sorry, from the inside out, not outside in. And the reason why, specialty positions get most of the attention, but the real heroes are on the offensive, defensive line. Speaking of defensive line, the 49ers beat the Buccaneers, and I think we have the potential to have the best defensive line in the league. Nick Bosa got his first sack. Niners played really well on defense, even though I don't know how much of it was them and how much was Jameis Winston. But the Niners got their first win on the road. We got a few players that looked really good. Deebo Samuel looks like he's going to be a really good player, and obviously George Kittle. Garoppolo looks a little off. I'm not going to lie. I mean, there's a lot of underrated pieces on that offense, and Garoppolo's kind of been the weak point at this point. But we got the win. Good for us. Seattle pulled off a win against our rival Seattle Seahawks. Pulled off a win against Cincinnati. Cincinnati didn't look too bad, though. They were kind of a team that you want to know what they look like, but Seattle again, is, they've taken a big step backwards compared to a couple of years ago when they were a favorite to win the Super Bowl almost every year. But they still find a way to fight, and it's our division. The NFC West is going to be very interesting again. Obviously, the Rams got the win, and I still think the Rams are the best team in the West. But that's an interesting division. Cowboys look great. I think a lot of that has to do with Kellen Moore and what he's doing offensively. I think he's an absolute genius, and you're going to see the Cowboys open the ball up a little more. Now that they got Zeke, they're going to be on all cylinders firing. I still wouldn't have catered to Zeke if I was Jerry Jones. With Kellen Moore as an offensive coordinator, and you have Amari Cooper, you have a couple pieces. I still think you could have won without Zeke, but watch out for the Cowboys. They're going to be very, very tough, very, very difficult to defeat. The first game, which I watched live, was Packers-Bears, and I did predict the Bears would take a step back. Mitch Trubisky looked absolutely terrible, and the Packers defense got better. Obviously the Bears defense was really good. Aaron Rodgers didn't look the same. Aaron Rodgers didn't look very good, but he got the win against a really tough defense. So you really don't know there on what that's going to really be like. But I did predict the Bears would take a step back and would not make the playoffs this year. I think that it's looking that way. Mitch Trubisky made the Pro Bowl last year, but I don't think that Mitch Trubisky is a top tier. I think he's in the third or fourth tier. And the reason why, again, he's an athletic quarterback, but he doesn't – I've talked this many times. When you get to the NFL, that athleticism and all that needs to go right out the window. You need to learn how to play the position, or else, it's really going to be irrelevant how athletic you are. You're going to get beat. And Mitch Trubisky looked really exposed. I think the Bears are going to have a tough time. I don't think they'll finish dead last, but they're going to finish third. Minnesota, who I think is going to win the division, got the win. They had a shootout with Matt Ryan, Matt Ryan looked real sharp. Falcons got some talent on their roster. It was a tough loss for them, but I think they're going to be a good competitive football team. But Minnesota, I had as the favorite to win that division, and I might revert back to the Packers because their defense has been upgraded so well. Carolina, like I said, played the Rams. I have a new respect. Christian McCaffrey is absolutely inspiring. I got a new respect for that guy, and that guy's an unbelievable player. He's very athletic, very explosive, and just absolutely just fun to watch. And he's just a great player. So there's that one. Who else do we got? What other games? Miami looks terrible. They got beat really bad by Baltimore. I still think Baltimore's going to get exposed. I've never seen Lamar Jackson play that well. I think he had 3 or 4 touchdown passes. And he actually looked like a real quarterback. Miami looks like they might be a dumpster fire, and I really whiffed on that prediction. I didn't think that they would be that bad going in, but they might be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. I believe Buffalo pulled an upset win against the New York Jets. I would still put the Jets ahead of Buffalo. I think the Jets have way more potential than the Buffalo Bills. They got a better quarterback. They got Le'Veon Bell. So I would go with the Jets in that situation. Okay. Who else do we have? Got the Rams. Oh, yeah, Arizona and Detroit. That was kind of a funny game. Arizona got exposed, and then Kyler Murray had to come back. They ended up tied. I think most of that's on Detroit. I like I said, I'm not a believer in the whole Kyler Murray thing and the college offense there. Um, we'll see how that works. Arizona is still kind of a mystery team, but they came back and pulled off a tie. And then the best game was the Houston Texans versus New Orleans Saints. Both quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson played great. Anthony Haskins, Dwayne Haskins might be the best receiver this year. He was unbelievable last night. The Saints, though, they just, Drew Brees, another one of those guys, keeps on chucking, and they have a few other good. Alvin Kamara played well. Michael Thomas, Ted Ginn played well. The Saints are looking good, and they pulled out a great win. I think both those teams, Saints and Texans, are going to be playoff teams. Indianapolis, I forgot who they played, but I think Jacoby Brissett's still a good quarterback. I think Indianapolis got a win. Let me take a look here. But anyways, with that being said, you could look, like I said, Denver and Oakland. Oakland looked real good, but I think that was mostly on Denver. I think Denver just looks really bad, and Denver's got a lot of holes that were exposed. So I think Denver's going to finish last in that division. Chargers look good. So, anyways, a couple of takeaways from this YouTube video. Make sure that you stay humble. And, like I said, in the NFL, anything can happen. So we'll see how the season turns out. Anyways, Drobsky out.